Hey guys, I'm doing my recap for Free Comic Book Day. We are at a space that Rick's Comic City rented out. If you would do a 360 to show off the space. This is their first year in this particular venue. In prior years, they were in a space adjacent to the store, which was much smaller. I think the space is great. It seems like a lot of people think that the increased space is great. So hopefully Rick's will be able to get this space in upcoming years. So some information about Free Comic Book Day. Not every comic store does Free Comic Book Day. You can find out more information about which stores in your local area are participating in Free Comic Book Day by checking out the Free Comic Book Day website, and you can find that in the description below. I have sort of an abbreviated form of my normal setup. It's a bit of a mix between my Anime Con setup and my Indie Con setup. So I have books and originals and minis and watercolor pages, but I also have mini prints and sketch commissions, stickers, and charms, as well as originals, and as well as my standing banner and my horizontal banner. And I really lucked out because my space had grid wall on the back. Not every space has grid wall, so I was able to put my originals up without having to provide that structure myself. But as you guys can see, I did bring a small amount of mesh wire grids, which, if you guys read How to Be a Con Artist, you know that's a conventional staple. So sales have been alright. It is free to table at Rick's Comic City Free Comic Day event. You do need to get in contact with Rick ahead of time and let him know that you're interested. Since they moved to the larger venue, they do have more space, but they did have limited tables. So if you're in Nashville and you have your own 6-foot table, you might be more likely to be able to get a Free Comic Book Day space if you're willing to bring your own table and if you do get in contact with Rick ahead of time. I would love to see this venue filled with local and area comic artists. I mean, you guys know I am really passionate about increasing and supporting the Nashville comic scene. That's why I do as many shows as I do. That's why I always have comics on the table. So I would really love to see this flourish, and I feel like Rick's Comic City here in Nashville feels the same way. So sales, while not super duper brisk, were good considering this is a free event. I definitely made back my table cost, but it is encouraged, not necessarily by Rick's, but it is encouraged that you do support your local comic shops that are participating in Free Comic Book Day by going to their retail location and actually purchasing some comics, because those comics that are available for you for free, those stores are paying for them. So even if you're just like me and you're benefiting from tabling at Free Comic Book Day, do give your local comic shop some love, do give them some custom and buy some comics from them. So if you are interested in Free Comic Book Day, it does help to either have comics of your own or comic fan art to sell. It seems that prints and originals are both selling fairly well. I've sold several of my fan art originals, and I've also sold several of my mini fan art prints, and I showed you guys this book at MTAC, and I have a tutorial on how to make your own here on the channel. I've also sold a couple of copies of 7-inch Kara, and I've sold a few mini comics, so you know, that makes me a happy Becca. And I hope I will be able to continue tabling at Free Comic Book Day in the future.
Audience?
The audience. It's a really family-friendly, kid-friendly event. There are a lot of kids here. But something you need to always consider if you are a kid-lit illustrator is that just because they're kids and just because there are kids who are interested in your work, it doesn't mean the parents are going to be interested in buying anything for their kids or anything kid-related. So you just sort of have to hedge your bets. I do think if your style tends towards maybe superhero or more realistic, or if you do fan art of popular properties, Free Comic Book Day might be a really good seller for you, because the people who tend to come to Free Comic Book Day tend to be established comic book readers who are, if they do bring their kids, they're trying to get their kids into reading comics themselves. So if you do a lot of anime fan art, while there are some people who are interested in anime here, they're not necessarily here to shop, they're here to participate in the cosplay contest. So I can't speak as to how well, if your entire setup is anime stuff, I can't speak as to how well that would sell at a show like this. But it's free, it's fairly easy to get into, there's a low barrier of entry, they provided the tables, so you just need to provide the setup, and you don't need a huge elaborate setup to do well at Free Comic Book Day. So I definitely think it is well worth your time and worth your effort to give it a shot. So contact your local comic book stores next year, early May, maybe even late April, and ask if they are participating in Free Comic Book Day and if they're going to have space available for area artists to sell their wares. So thank you guys so much for watching this recap. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it useful. If you enjoy recaps like this, make sure you check out my playlist. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!